in the quiet moments after Fajr, when the world is still soft and the light is just beginning to touch the horizon, something inside us awakens. It is a moment many of us rush through. We pray, we leave, we return to routines. But if we paused just a little, we would notice that Allah has placed a secret in this early hour. A secret of clarity, a secret of barakah, a secret of inner strength that settles gently on the hearts of those who slow down enough to receive it. Let me ask you something, my dear listener. When was the last time you truly allowed yourself to feel the stillness of the early morning? Not a hurried version of yourself who rushes to responsibilities, but the version of you that stands in front of Allah with a heart wide open. That moment after Fajr is not ordinary. It is an invitation, is a doorway. It is a reminder that you are not meant to move through life on autopilot. You are meant to live with intention and with purpose, with presence. And I know life is heavy. Many of you are carrying things in your heart that you never say out loud. Worries about the future, fear of the unknown, regrets from the past, questions about your direction. But these early minutes after Fajr whisper gently, you are not alone. You are being guided. You are being held by the one who knows your fears before you speak them and your strengths before you discover them. There is something beautiful about the way the early morning resets the soul. It almost feels like Allah is giving us a new page, a quiet chance to begin again. If we use it well, the rest of our day transforms. Our mindset shifts, our habits soften, our reactions become wiser. That is the barakah of beginning the morning with tension. I want you to imagine this. You finish your Fajr prayer. You sit for a moment. The world is still dim and your heart is still warm from sujood. In this moment, 5 simple practices done consistently can bring you more clarity, more peace, and more barakah than you ever expected. But before we explore all 5, let us sit with the first 2. Because if you truly live these 2, your relationship with your day, your time, and your inner peace will shift in the most beautiful way. The first thing to do after Fajr is to sit in remembrance. Not rushed, not distracted, just present. Dhikr is not only a practice of the tongue, it is a practice of the heart. When you say Subhanallah, you are not just repeating a word. You are reminding yourself that Allah is greater than your worries. When you say Alhamdulillah, you are not just acknowledging blessings. You are healing the places inside you that forgot to notice them. And when you say La ilaha illa Allah, you are grounding yourself in truth stronger than your fears. Sometimes people ask, but what does Dhikr actually change? Let me tell you, Dhikr changes everything. It changes your mindset. It softens your reactions. It shifts you from anxiety to surrender, from overwhelm to calm. It teaches your heart to return again and again to the one who writes your story with wisdom you cannot yet see. And the morning is the best time for this because your heart is fresh. The noise of the day has not yet begun. Your soul is still leaning toward the light. So sit, even for 5 minutes, even for 3, let your breath slow, let your heart soften. Let the remembrance settle into the deepest corners of you. And as you do, ask yourself gently, what would today look like if I began it with remembrance instead of rush? What would my decisions look like if they came from clarity rather than fear? What would my life look like If I watered it with Dhikr every morning, the second thing to do after Fajr is to recite or listen to the Quran. And I know some of you feel overwhelmed by this. You say, I don't have time, or I'm not perfect in recitation, or I don't know where to start. But my dear listener, the Quran is not asking you for perfection. It is asking you to come, to show up, to open your heart. Even one verse recited with sincerity can shift the entire state of your soul. There is a reason the early morning recitation is described as witnessed, because Allah knows the struggle you overcame to rise, to pray, to sit with His words. There is a spiritual light that comes into your day when the Quran touches your heart at dawn. It sharpens your focus. It protects your intentions. It strengthens your mindset, your discipline, your emotional resilience. It reminds you of who you are and who you belong to. Some mornings choose a short surah. Other mornings listen to a recitation that softens your heart. And on days when you feel lost, choose an ayah that speaks directly to your fear. The Quran is not distant. It is not a book of the past. It is guidance for this moment, this breath, this version of you. So let me ask you again, how would your life change if your first words after Fajr were words from the one who created your heart? What would your confidence look like if your guidance came from revelation and not from your fears? What would your emotional strength look like if every morning began with divine wisdom? These two practices, Dhikr and Quran, are not small. They are foundations. They are anchors. They are the first step toward transforming not only your morning, but your entire mindset. And when you practice them consistently, even when life feels heavy, something inside you begins to shift. You become calmer, more grounded, more connected. You begin to live with intention, not reaction. You begin to move with purpose, not pressure. As you sit after Fajr, remind yourself gently, this moment is a gift. This stillness is a blessing. This early hour is an opportunity to reset your heart before the world asks anything from you. And if you begin your day with remembrance and Quran, you are already placing yourself in a position of clarity, strength, and barakah. Let today be different. Let this Fajr be the beginning of a new rhythm, a new way of showing up for your life, a new commitment to your inner peace, your spiritual growth, your personal transformation. Allah does not expect perfection, but He loves consistency. Even small steps taken sincerely can open doors you never imagined. And these first 2 steps after Fajr, if done with presence, can shift your entire path. So take a breath, sit with intention, begin gently. Because barakah comes to hearts that show up with sincerity, even in small ways. And when you begin your morning with these practices, you begin your life with purpose and peace. And as the morning unfolds, and notice how your energy feels different when it begins with Allah's words. Notice how the worries that felt heavy the night before feel lighter. Notice how your interactions become softer and more patient. This is the effect of a heart anchored before the day begins. Some of you may say, I have tried before, but I fall back into old habits. My dear listener, falling is part of the journey. What matters is that you rise again. Every sunrise is a reminder that Allah renews your chances. He gives you another morning, another opportunity to come closer. Do not let yesterday's struggles define today's intentions. If your mind feels scattered, use this hour to gather it. If your heart feels unsettled, use this moment to calm it. You are not meant to solve everything today. You are only meant to show up with sincerity and trust. Allah sees your effort, and He rewards the smallest step up taken toward Him. As you build these habits, you become more intentional with your choices. You become more aware of your reactions. You begin to choose calm over chaos, faith over fear, purpose over distraction. These are the seeds of a transformed life, and the soil in which they grow best is the stillness after Fajr. Allow these moments to shape you. Let them soften you. The person you become in the morning builds the life you live throughout the day. And when that morning begins with remembrance and Quran, everything after carries the fragrance of Barakah. So give yourself permission to slow down. You do not need to rush into the demands of the day. And let your soul breathe in these early moments. Let your heart settle into gratitude and awareness. Even a few minutes of quiet presence can redirect your entire day toward clarity, peace, and intentional living. These small beginnings open doors to growth you never imagined possible. Now that your heart has settled into the first two practices after Fajr, let us continue this journey together. You have already begun your morning with remembrance and Quran, and that alone places you in a state of clarity many people never taste. But there is more. Gentle practices that shape your mindset, strengthen your discipline, and fill your day with purpose and barakah. These next three things are simple, but if you commit to them with sincerity, you will feel a shift not only in your day, but in your heart, your focus, and your inner resilience. The third thing to do after Fajr is to make a heartfelt dua for your day. Not the quick dua you whisper without awareness, but a sincere conversation with Allah. A moment where you pause, breathe, and speak to your Lord with honesty. Tell Him what worries you. Tell Him where you feel weak. Tell Him what you hope for. Ask Him for clarity, for protection, for guidance, for emotional strength, for discipline, for barakah in your time and energy. Make dua for the people you love, for the challenges you carry, for the direction you seek. Many people underestimate the power of a morning dua. They think dua is something to make only when things collapse. But dua is nourishment. Dua is protection. Dua is the rope that keeps your heart connected. When you make dua after Fajr, you are not just asking, you are entrusting your day to the one who controls every outcome. You are reminding yourself that you cannot do this alone, and you don't have to. So ask Allah to place light in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and sincerity in your deeds. Ask Him to open doors of opportunity and close doors that lead you away from purpose. Ask Him to place peace in your heart and barakah in your actions. There is something powerful about starting your day knowing that you have already placed it in Allah's hands. It gives you courage. It gives you hope. It gives you a sense of inner calm that does not crumble easily. Let me ask you, my dear listener, how would your day change if you began it by asking Allah to be with you through every step? How would your stress shift if you knew you had already invited His mercy into your efforts? How would your mindset change if you started your morning remembering that Allah sees your intentions, your struggles, and your sincere desire to live with purpose? The fourth thing to do after Fajr is to plan your day with intention. And I want you to really hear this, not with pressure, not with perfectionism, but with intention. Many people are busy, but very few are intentional. They move from task to task, reacting instead of leading their own life. But a believer is someone who pauses and asks, what truly matters today? What deserves my energy? What brings me closer to my values, my goals, and my Lord? Sit with a notebook or even a simple piece of paper. Write down the 3 most important things you want to accomplish today, emotionally, spiritually, or practically. Not 10 things, not everything, just 3. Choose what aligns with your purpose, your responsibilities, and your growth. And then ask yourself, who do I want to be as I move through this day? Calm, present, grateful, disciplined, compassionate. Planning with intention gives your day structure, meaning, and direction. It protects you from distraction, from overwhelm, and from the feeling of being lost. It helps you use your time with clarity, not pressure, and it aligns your daily habits with the person you are becoming. Because every day shapes you. Every morning decides how your energy will unfold. Every choice builds your character. Some of you wake up feeling scattered. Too many tasks, too many worries, too many emotions competing for space. But after Fajr, when your heart is soft and your mind is clear, planning becomes easier. Use this moment, because when your day is guided by intention, your actions become aligned, your mindset becomes steady, and your heart becomes more at peace. The 5th and final thing to do after Fajr is to engage in something that nourishes your growth, physically, mentally, or spiritually, even something small. It could be reading a page from a beneficial book. It could be a short morning walk. It could be journaling your feelings. It could be stretching your body. It could be listening to a reminder that softens your heart. Choose one thing that helps you grow. The early morning is the best time for self-improvement because your mind is not yet cluttered. Your heart is still calm. Your energy is still pure. When you dedicate even 10 minutes to growth after Fajr, you are telling yourself, I value my life. I value my purpose. I value my potential. You are teaching yourself discipline, presence, and self-respect. Many people wait until later in the day to work on themselves, but by then they are already tired, already overwhelmed, already reacting to life instead of shaping it. But if you start after Fajr, you build your discipline early. You grow before the day can drain you. You strengthen your mindset before challenges arrive. You feed your soul before the world tries to distract it. So ask yourself gently, what is one thing I can do every morning that makes me a better version of myself? What small habit can I build that enriches my heart, my mind, or my body? What step can I take toward the goals I have been delaying? These 5 practices after Fajr, Dhikr, Quran, Dua, planning with intention, and personal growth are not complicated. They do not require hours. They do not require perfection. They require only sincerity and consistency. And when you commit to them, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your day starts to feel different. Your heart becomes lighter. Your mind becomes clearer. Your reactions become calmer. You live with alignment instead of chaos, with purpose instead of pressure, with presence instead of autopilot. You begin to notice Barakah in unexpected places, in your conversations, in your work, in your time, in your sense of peace. Because barakah is not just in what you do, it is in who you remember while you do it. And when you begin your morning with Allah, He places light in everything that follows. My dear listener, I want you to pause for a moment and imagine something. Imagine a version of yourself 6 months from now who has practiced these habits consistently. A heart more connected, a mind more focused, a life more balanced, relationships more compassionate, decisions more grounded, stress more manageable, purpose more clear. That version of you is possible, not through dramatic change, but through small, sincere actions repeated every morning. Let today be a turning point. Let Fajr be the moment you choose to rise, not only physically, but spiritually and emotionally. Let these minutes after prayer become sacred for you. A time to reset your heart, purify your intentions, and align your day with who you want to be. You deserve a life filled with inner peace, with clarity, with purpose. And that life begins in the early morning when Allah opens a door that many walk past without noticing. You are capable of growth. You are capable of change. You are capable of becoming someone deeply connected, deeply intentional, deeply at peace. And it begins with choosing to honor the morning, choosing to honor your relationship with Allah, choosing to honor your own soul. So as you move forward, remember this. Transformation does not happen in grand gestures. It happens in small habits done with sincerity. It happens in quiet moments of reflection. It happens when you choose purpose over distraction. And the best time to begin is after Fajr, when the world is quiet and your heart is awake. Carry this reminder with you throughout the day. You have the ability to rewrite your life one morning at a time. And if you found benefit in this message, if your heart felt seen, if your intentions feel renewed, then share this reminder with someone who needs it. Let this message be a source of light for others. And subscribe for more reflections that nurture your spiritual well-being, strengthen your emotional resilience, and guide you toward a life of intentional, conscious, purpose-driven living.